Have you ever felt like a hamster running on a wheel? You work, but when you look around, it feels like you're stuck in the same place. Every month, you feel like you should be in a better spot, but something keeps you stuck. Every day, the feeling that you're trapped in the rat race game grows. But the truth is, you don't have to stay stuck in that cycle. If you learn to change your perspective on money and wealth, you can get off that wheel and finally achieve financial freedom. Stay with me until the end of this video because what you learn here could change your life. The rat race is the perfect metaphor for this vicious cycle. It's the moment when you realize you've spent most of your life trading your time for money. You're stuck in a routine, always with the same responsibilities, the same job, and the same bills. And the feeling is that no matter how hard you work, you never really get ahead. Have you ever felt like this? It's that feeling of being stuck, that despite all your effort, your financial situation isn't improving. That's what defines the rat race. But how did we get to this point? Well, from a very young age, we're taught that the path to financial stability is to study, get a good job, and work hard. Sounds logical, right? But what happens is that, over time, you're conditioned to trade your time for money. When you graduate, get a good job, and start paying bills, everything seems to be going well. But here's the key. Most people fall into this cycle without realizing it. You end up selling your life, your freedom, for a fixed amount, month after month, without ever building anything that frees you. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't have a choice. I need to pay bills, support my family, keep working, and I understand. I've been there. The problem is that without realizing it, you begin to think that the only way to get money is through your daily work, and that limits your options. You end up spending your energy and time on activities that help you escape this routine. And here's the big point. You restuck because the only thing keeping you in the race is your dependence on your salary. But what do the rich know that you don't? They've figured out that real wealth isn't about how much you earn, but about how much you're able to build. And the secret lies in creating assets, things that generate money without you having to actively work for it. The truth is that while you're working to earn a salary, the rich are building passive income streams that keep making money for them whether they're working or not. That's freedom, and that's what you need to start thinking about. When you invest in assets, real estate, stocks, businesses, you create an income that comes without depending on your labor, and this can be what gets you out of the rat race. You might be thinking, but Toria, I don't earn enough to invest, and how do I start creating assets? The answer is in changing your mindset and how you deal with money. The illusion that earning a high salary gives you freedom is one of the biggest mistakes people make, and I'm going to explain why. When you earn a good salary, you often start upgrading your lifestyle. You buy a new car, a bigger house, spend more on leisure and expensive items. What happens? You end up increasing your expenses, and with that, you even more tied to your salary because it's no longer enough to cover your costs. And guess what that leads to? More work, more hours in the office, more physical and mental effort. Real freedom isn't about earning more, but about spending less and investing the rest smartly. Now, let's talk about the solution. How do you escape the rat race? Well, the first thing you need to understand is that this change starts with a mental transformation. You need to start thinking the way the rich think. They don't see work as the end, but as a means to create more opportunities. The first step is realizing that your financial journey doesn't have to rely solely on your salary. How? By creating assets. The second step is looking for ways to generate passive income. Start small, but start. Investing in real estate, starting an online business, or even creating a digital product. These are some options. And I want to tell you the story of Carla, a woman like many others who was stuck in this cycle. Carla was 33 years old, worked as a secretary, and barely made ends meet by the end of the month. She was afraid to invest, thought it wasn't for her, that she needed to save up a lot of money first. But everything changed when she started studying finance and realized she could start small. Carla began investing 100 reals a month in real estate funds and spent her time learning about digital marketing. A year later, she created her first online course, and within 6 months, she was earning more than she was at her regular job. Today, Carla has 3 streams of passive income and lives with more freedom, even being able to choose her working hours. But why does most people never escape the rat race? The reason is simple: fear and lack of financial education. Fear of investing, fear of failure, fear of losing what little they have. Additionally, the lack of knowledge about how money really works keeps many people stuck in the illusion that the only way to earn more is to work harder. But I'm going to show you the way. The key is understanding how money works, how to make it grow, how to make it work for you. One of the biggest barriers people face is lack of financial education. We weren't taught to manage money intelligently. We were taught to spend, to consume, to think we need everything society imposes on us. But real financial education begins when you understand that money is a tool. And when you use this tool the right way, it can work for you. Now, let's talk about what you can start doing to get out of this race. The first step is to start investing, even if it's a small amount. Don't wait to save large sums. Start with what you have. The second step is to create passive income streams. And the third is always to educate yourself. Knowledge will be what takes you farther. The first step is simple. Start with 10 reals, 20 reals a month. What matters is starting. Little by little, you'll see the changes. And before you know it, you'll be building income streams that will give you freedom. The last thing I want to tell you is that the choice to escape the rat race is in your hands. If you keep doing the same things as always, you'll stay in the same place. But if you make the decision to change, to start building your financial freedom, your life will be completely different. Don't be afraid to take the first step. Start today. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and comment below. What's the first action you're going to take to get out of the rat race? I'll be here, ready to help you take the next step. See you in the next video.